How the CIA toppled Iran's democracy in 4 days. Iran was once a democracy. It had a democratically elected beloved prime minister, but his policies didn't sit right with Western powers. He was ousted in a joint operation by the CIA and MI6. This led to the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The CIA admitted its involvement in 2013. It has now publicly recognized the coup as undemocratic. In a podcast, Walter Trosen said that most CIA covert actions supported elected governments. The CIA spokesman then added,
"We should acknowledge, though, that this is therefore a really significant exception to that rule."
So, what went down in August 1953 in Iran? Mohammad Mossadegh was a beloved figure in Iran. He served as prime minister from 1951 to 1953. Mossadegh introduced various social and economic policies. The key one was the nationalization of the Iranian oil industry. The Anglo-Iranian Oil Company had been in control of Iran's oil for decades. When negotiations failed, Mossadegh cut off British involvement in Iran's oil industry. Britain sought assistance from the United States. They began monitoring the situation in Iran closely. Mossadegh's actions conflicted with those of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. The Shah removed Mossadegh in mid-1952. However, public riots forced his reinstatement. U.S. officials grew increasingly suspicious. British intelligence suspected Mossadegh had communist tendencies. Both the U.S. and Britain feared an Iran-Soviet Union alliance. Initially, the Shah opposed the coup plans. The CIA warned him that he too would be removed if he didn't cooperate. The CIA and MI6 collaborated with the Shah to oust Mossadegh. The operation was known as Operation Ajax or Operation Boot. The U.S. Secretary of State authorized $1 million for the purpose of ousting Mossadegh. Kermit Roosevelt Jr., Theodore Roosevelt's grandson, was in charge. In August 1953, he coordinated 2 coup attempts in 4 days. Roosevelt personally came to Tehran. He rapidly took control of the Iranian press. Bribes and anti-Mossadegh propaganda were part of his strategy. He formed alliances with the Islamic clergy. The last step was a nighttime attempt to capture Mossadegh at his residence. Pro-Shah tank regiments attacked the capital. They shelled the prime minister's residence. As loyalist forces were outnumbered, Mossadegh was hidden by his aides. He narrowly escaped the mob that ransacked his house. The coup failed. Mossadegh even announced victory over the radio. He believed he was safe, but Roosevelt persisted. On August 19, 1953, the military, with CIA-backed street protests, toppled Mossadegh. He surrendered himself at the Officers' Club. The Shah swiftly regained power. He granted U.S. companies control over 40% of Iran's oil fields. Mossadegh was arrested and imprisoned. He died under house arrest in 1967. He was not allowed a funeral. Mossadegh was buried in his living room. The Shah became a crucial U.S. Cold War ally. U.S. aid supported Iran up until the 1970s. In 1978, anti-Shah and anti-American protests erupted. The unrest led to the Shah's removal from power in 1979. The imperial state of Iran ceased to exist, giving birth to the present-day Islamic Republic of Iran.